The United States of America is considering visa restrictions over Ugandan anti-gay laws. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken says the United States may consider restricting visas for Ugandan officials after the country adopted one of the world's toughest anti-LGBTQ laws. Blinken said that the United States was deeply troubled by Ugandan Anti-Homosexuality Act, which was signed into law by President Yoweri Musoveni as of Monday. While same-sex relations were already illegal in Uganda, the new law imposes capital punishment for some behavior, including aggravated homosexuality and 20 years imprisonment for promoting homosexuality. Musoveni had previously urged lawmakers to delete the provisions on aggravated homosexuality. United States President himself, Joe Boden, quickly condemned the law as a tragic violation of universal human rights and threatened to cut aid and investment to the East African country. He urged Uganda to repeal the measures.
And I want to appeal to all of you here that we should not accept the intimidation which is coming from the Western world to us as a country.
In a statement later on Monday, Blinken said the United States will consider deploying existing visa restrictions tools against Ugandan officials and other individuals for abuse of universal human rights, including the human rights for LGBTQ persons. State Department's guidance for United States citizens and businesses on travel to Uganda was also being updated, while Washington will also help to develop mechanisms to support the rights of LGBTQI and individuals in Uganda and to promote accountability for Ugandan officials and other individuals responsible for also or complicit in abusing the human rights, according to the information. A rights group announced later Monday that it had filed a legal challenge with Ugandan High Court, arguing that the legislation was blatantly unconstitutional. By criminalizing what we called, according to the statement, consensual same-sex activity among adults, it goes against the key provisions of Constitution, including rights on equality and equality and on discrimination, according to Adrian Njoku, Executive Director of the Human Rights Awareness and Promotion Forum.
It's been gazetted, it will be in force. What that means is that, one, even those people who think that there are some issues that they want to challenge in the Constitutional Court, they are now free to go to court and challenge it. And I think maybe it would be a good thing, because the last time such a law was challenged in court, it was annulled only on a procedural matter, which was the lack of quorum. So maybe if people go to challenge this one, it will also be good to interrogate the constitutionality of some of those issues that where some people have arguments that either this is a right or it's not a right.
However,
those people who are not principal offenders but who may be seen to help either by omission or action the criminalized practice of homosexuality, because there are some vague provisions in the bill which may be challengeable in court.
The European Union, United Kingdom, and the UN8, the Global Fund for Human Rights Groups and LGBTQ organizations, also expressed their shock at the adoption of that particular law. Let's listen to what Ugandan officials are saying with regards to this. Let's listen to what the Ugandan officials are saying so far with regards to these particular happenings and activities within the region.
Homosexuality, obviously, just like other doctors agreed, it's more to do with a psychological perspective rather than a medical perspective.
The bill has since been returned to Parliament, debated and passed again. But it has come with some threats to the Speaker of Parliament.
I was intimidated. We are going to lose out of drugs of AIDS. Aid is going to be cut off. Tourism, trade, export. I said, so what?
Nevertheless, the bill is now an act of Parliament.
Called the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023 was assented to by the President and forwarded to Parliament. So what I have with me here is the assented to copy.
Asman Basalirwa is the mover of the bill who got overwhelming support from Ugandans. He has an appeal to the Western world.
This law here was signed by the President of the Republic of Uganda. May I invite America, Canada, Britain, the entire European Union to also cancel the visas of Mr. Museveni. May I also invite them to cancel visas of all MPs except two. Except two. Let all MPs' visas be cancelled.
This appeal follows the cancellation of the Speaker Anita Among's visa to the United Kingdom and the United States.
That you're going to be blocked from going to America. Do I need to go to America? I was sent here by people of Bukedea. I am what I am because of my people. I am not because I want to go and get a donation. If you're saying there will be no food, I will go and dig cassava in Bukedea.
And that means don't waste your time applying for a visa to any of those countries. I cannot, for example, apply for a visa to the US. Fortunately, I was last in the US in 2009. I had not even become MP. I have never gone back.
In 2014, a less restrictive anti-LGBT law was struck down by a domestic court on procedural grounds after Western governments had initially suspended some aid, imposed visa restrictions, and limited security cooperation. Uganda received billions of dollars in foreign aid each year and could now face another round of sanctions. Ugandan's failure to safeguard the human rights of LGBTQ persons is part of a broader degradation of human rights protection that puts Ugandan citizens at risk and damages the country's reputation as a destination for investment, development, tourism, and also refugee, according to the statement from the United States Secretary of State. We all are looking at how Uganda is going to be navigating this tricky route. Other critics and experts will argue differently, that the United States of America is being hypocritical with regards to these particular sanctions and also intended sanctions. There are other countries around the world like Saudi Arabia and also Qatar and other countries that have similar laws. Nothing of this sort of imposition or sanctions is being threatened upon them. So we're wondering why Uganda is only the country that's going to be facing these particular issues with regards to the law. However, we all are monitoring activities and seeing what's going to be happening with regards to the Uganda-United States relationship and moving forward in terms of the diplomatic and geopolitical importance within the region. I want to thank you for watching The Explorer. Let us know what you think. Keep the conversation going, and we are looking forward to meeting you in our next episode. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
And I am ready to champion the cause of going to the Arab world to look for donor support. The Arab world, we will go to Saudi Arabia, we will go to Kuwait, we will go to Qatar, we will go to UAE, and this deficit which will be occasioned by these cuts can easily be replaced.
For now, he wants government to reduce on what he describes as unnecessary expenditure.
It is now time that we become frugal, so that monies that could be spent on unnecessary aspects or sectors is redirected to go to health, to go to education, and other sectors.
The anti-homosexuality bill was first passed on 21st March 2023, but was returned by the president. The president cited concerns regarding distinguishing between being a homosexual and actually engaging in acts of homosexuality. This was reviewed and the bill was passed on 2nd May 2023.
The law is likely to be caught up, even if it's not challenged, even if it's to be maintained. Enforcement is likely to be hard. All laws which have a moral issue, sometimes it's very hard to enforce, especially where those people are willingly doing whatever is being done. So I think it will only be for purposes of those people who may be forced into such kind of relationship.
Shortly after the signing of the LGBTQ Bill 2023 into law by President Museveni, the United States Embassy in Uganda is reported to have terminated the visa of Uganda's Speaker of Parliament Anita Among and the mover of the bill, MP Basalirwa. However, a number of MPs who fully participated in the passing of the law, which the United States government say violates human rights, will also be released on U.S. travel watch list of those not supposed to appear or travel to the United States.
I see the international community using that, it's called that soft diplomacy of cutting of aid, travel restrictions, which may certainly ultimately affect, because when it comes to health services provision, United States has put in a lot of money under the US aid to support so many health programs. So I foresee a dent onto some of those programs and, of course, ultimately the beneficiaries. And I'm sure
the signed law will not only affect travels of MPs who fully participated in the passing of the bill and subsequently influenced its signing. The signed law also has adverse effects on foreign aid to Uganda. Ahead of reading and passing of Uganda's national budget 2023-2024 by Parliament, many foreign missions that have been supporting Uganda's budget are reported to have withheld their support. The biggest funders of Uganda's budget is the United States. Available information from the U.S. Embassy in Kampala, the U.S. provides significant development and security assistance to Uganda with a total assistance budget exceeding $970 million per year. This literally means, with other development partners that are likely to freeze their aid as a condition, the signing of the bill into law is likely to lead to economic setbacks in the implementation of the 2023-2024 national budget.